Here is another video on active and passive voice. So what is active voice? Subject of the sentence does the action of the verb. That is the active voice, where the sentence structure is subject, then we write verb, and then the object. Okay, this is active voice. Whereas passive voice, in passive voice, subject does not do the action of the verb. All right. So that structure will be first, if we change active to passive, the object will be written first, then auxiliary verb, after that third form of the verb, then a preposition by, and then the subject. Okay, this is usually the sentence structure of a passive voice. All right, I hope I'm clear. Now, one thing you have to note is that only transitive verbs have a passive form. Okay, intransitive verb cannot have a passive form because there is no object. Okay, I hope you know the difference between transitive verb and intransitive verb. Transitive verb means which contains an object or objects. Okay, whereas intransitive verb miss the object. Okay, it misses the object. Now, for example, she called me. Okay, and simply if I write she called. So in the first sentence you see she called me. Whom did she call? Me. So it's an object. Right? And if I only say she called whom? You don't get any object here, do we? Then this is intransitive verb. Okay, where object is present, that is transitive, and when object is not there, it's missing, it's intransitive verb. Okay, now the best way to find out an object is to question using the word what. Okay, who or whom, by whom, for whom. Okay, if you get the answer by questioning what, that is direct object, and if you get the answer by questioning whom, for whom, by whom, then it will be indirect object. Okay, so object, when it is present, either direct object or indirect object or both, it's transitive. If no object is present, it's intransitive. So now you know that only transitive verb can have passive form. Okay, so those sentences alone can be made into passive voice if they have a transitive verb. A sentence with an intransitive verb in the active voice does not have a passive voice form. Okay. Now, example you see, verbs which can be both transitive and intransitive. I have given example here. Rahul called me. Okay, called is the transitive verb here because me is the object. This is active voice. Subject is there, first subject, then verb, then object. This sentence structure is active voice. Okay, now how to change it to into passive? We have to bring the object first, and then we will write auxiliary verb depending on the tense of the verb, and then we will write third form of the verb, and then by, a preposition, and then the subject. Okay, in this case, Rahul called me. So me is the object. Object will become subject. If object is me, what is the subject pronoun? That will be I. Now we have to see the tense of the verb, called, simple past tense. So it will be was. I was, then third form of the verb. Third form of the verb is called. Then we have to write a preposition by. I was called by whom? By Rahul. Okay, now we could form the passive voice of this sentence because there is an object, because the verb is transitive. Okay, let's see the next one. Rahul called yesterday. So when Rahul called yesterday, there is a object. There is an object missing here. Okay, Rahul called whom? No answer. Yesterday is definitely not object. It's adverb. Okay, so object is missing here. There will be no passive form. Okay, clear? If there is an object, only then passive form is possible. Otherwise, no. Now, all 12 tenses do not have passive forms. Only to be tense form plus verb, past participle. Verb plus past participle means V3. Okay, and to be means was, am, is, are, being, been. These are to be verbs, to be tense form. Okay, now tenses you see, present. Here just an example I have given. Present tense, if it is an active, eat or eats is there. Okay, I've just given the verbs. Then in the passive voice, you have to write is or are eaten, third form of the verb, because it is present. Simple present, so is or are will be used. In continuous, in active, it will be is, am, are, eating. In passive, it will be is, are, you have to write because present. For continuous, you have to write being, B-E-I-N-G. Being and then eaten, third form of the verb. For perfect, in perfect present, in active voice, it will be has or have, eaten. Okay, and in passive form, has or have you have to write depending on the subject, then you have to add been. Okay, and in perfect continuous, there will be no passive form. has been eating or have been eating, whenever you see has been plus verb ing or have been plus verb ing, then there will be no passive form for that. Okay, because been is already there, been, then being together, it won't be used. Okay, now let's see past tense. First is simple past. In simple past, same verb we have taken, eat. Eat, past is ate. If ate is there, then you have to write in passive form was or were, then third form of the verb eaten. Okay, in past continuous, was or were eating, then it will be was or were, you have to write depending on the subject, then being, and then verb, third form. Okay, past perfect, had eaten will be there, then your answer in passive will be had been. Whenever has or have is there or had, you have to add been. And for continuous, you have to add being. Seen? Okay, next past perfect continuous, again no passive form. Okay, because been is already there, ing is there, so according to that you have to add been being eaten. It's not a standard form. Okay, next future. For simple future, will or shall, then eat, then it will be whenever future is there or any modals like can, could, may, might, these are there, we just need to add be after that. Okay, so will, shall, then be, third form, eaten. Okay, again for future continuous, there will be no passive form. Okay, will be, shall be, eating, there will be no passive form. All right, that's why it is said that all 12 tenses do not have passive form. Okay, next future perfect. Future perfect, will or shall, then have eaten, you have to write have been eaten. Will or shall, depending on the subject, and then have you have to write, then been eaten. And again for future perfect continuous, there will be no passive form. Means which all don't have passive form? All perfect continuous tenses. Okay, all perfect continuous tenses, and then this future continuous. These do not have passive form. Is it clear? Okay. Now, rule number 2, subject and object change position and a preposition by is used. This I have already discussed. So here you see, I bought vegetables. You have to find out first, very important is you have to find out the subject, you have to find out the object, and you have to find out the verb. Because here I bought vegetables, only subject, verb and object is there, but you can get many sentences where other words are also present. So you have to find out which is the subject, which is the verb, which is the object. Okay, so here you see, subject is I. Bought is transitive verb, very important. If it is not a transitive verb, then we cannot change it to passive. Then what is the tense? Tense is simple past tense. Okay, and object is vegetables. It is also very important to identify the tense, or else how will you use the auxiliary verbs? Okay, now we have to bring the object in the beginning, vegetables. Vegetables, as it is past tense, and vegetables plural, so plural past we have to use where. Vegetables were, then third form of bought is bought. Then you have to add a preposition by, then I will become me. Okay, I hope you know the subject pronoun and object pronoun. Subject pronoun is I, subject pronoun is he, she, it, subject pronoun is they, subject pronoun is we. Okay, subject pronoun can be it. So object pronoun of I is me, object pronoun of we is us, object pronoun of he is him, she, her. It will be it, and object pronoun of they will be them. Okay, now here you see vegetables, object of active becomes the subject in the passive tense. Okay, where bought, because passive form of the verb bought. Then by preposition is added, and then me. Me is the object pronoun of the subject pronoun I. Okay, here it is explained. Now examples are given, you see. The teacher teaches the lesson. First you find out the object. Object is the lesson. Subject is the teacher. Teaches is the verb, and it is in simple present tense. Okay, simple present tense. Then first you have to bring the object, the lesson. Lesson is singular in number. So for singular number in the present tense, we use the auxiliary verb is. The lesson is. Then third form of teach is taught. Then by the teacher. Okay. They built a bridge. Built is the third form. Past tense of built. Okay. So they built a bridge. A bridge is object. They subject. Built is verb. So a bridge will come first. Bridge is singular in number. It's in the past tense, so was. A bridge was built by them. Next is John will finish the project. This is simple future. So simple future we know we use be after will or shall. So the project will be finished, verb 3, by John. Next, the students are cleaning the classroom. Are cleaning, present continuous. Okay, the classroom singular, so is you have to use. As it is continuous, ing, you have to use being. The classroom is being cleaned, V3, by the students. Okay. More example, she has completed the assignment. I try to cover all the tenses here. Simple present, simple past, past continuous, present continuous. So has completed means it is present perfect. So present perfect, you have to write been. The assignment has been completed by her. If it would have been assignments, S, then you would have written have. The assignments have been completed. Okay. Next, she was writing a letter, past continuous. Then it will be a letter will come first. Then past tense, singular was, continuous being written by her. The company had launched the product. So the product will come first. Had is there, had been launched, verb 3 by the company. Okay. Now tips you have to remember. Some formula, the formulas which you have got is given here. Passive voice formula, is, am, are plus verb 3 for simple present. For present continuous, we write is, am, are plus being plus verb 3. For present perfect, we write has or have plus been plus verb 3. For simple past, was or were plus V3. Past continuous, was or were plus being plus V3. Past perfect, had been plus V3. Simple future, will be plus V3. And for future perfect, will have been plus V3. V3 is common for all the passive voice form. Okay. And other auxiliary verbs you have to write depending on the sentence. I hope it is clear. So here all the assertive sentences I have shown. How to change assertive sentences from active to passive. A next video will be coming where I will be showing you how to change interrogative sentences and imperative sentences. Thank you.